Any guesses on what we're up to today? Hi, I'm Rachel with Cedar Doodles, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're working on one of the very last steps in Teddy's extended training program. It may look simple from the outside, but honestly, this is one of the most important things we teach. Today, Teddy is getting a solo outing. We're headed into a pet-friendly store, and our goal isn't to shop. It's to help Teddy learn how to calmly exist in the world around him. For a puppy like Teddy, who's naturally a little more thoughtful and sensitive, these one-on-one adventures are incredibly valuable. They help build confidence, teach him how to focus on his person, and show him the new sights, sounds, smells, and people. And none of this new experience has to be scary. You'll notice by the end of this video, he is asleep. That means he's accepted this new environment and everything's great. So the question is, how did we take a dog like Teddy into this big store, show them all these smells, and have him so calm? Let's get right into it. Let's start off by showing you what I have for safety in these experiences. And these are these harnesses. I actually just got these off of Amazon. I do teach the dogs how to walk actually on a collar and a leash. But if you have a young puppy or a small puppy, especially where we're going to be somewhere that I don't want them jumping out of the stroller, a harness is a great idea. I like the Velcro strap on the back, and so that's why I bought these, and I thought they were adorable because they're matching. And the boys, Teddy and his brother Jack, they need something this cute because they are that cute. So once these harnesses are good to go, we're going to go ahead and load up I call it my socialization stroller. It's a safe place for them to be as they experience everything new. And then I've got them in my travel bag. This is so that they get ready to fly in just a short week. They will be headed home to their mom and dad, and they'll fly in one of these travel carrier bags. I've actually fastened each dog into their harness. You'll see there's a little lead in the stroller, and it just clips to the back of their harness. And you can see that Jack's already went ahead and laid down. Now, if he's laying down, that can tell us one of two things. It could be just too overwhelming, all the new sights, sounds, and textures, or he's just pretty relaxed and ready to go. So let's go on into the store and see what these guys have to learn in this new environment with all these sights, sounds, people, and smells. One thing that's really fun to see today is how different this outing looks compared to Teddy's first trip into the store. The last time you saw Teddy, he was here all by himself. That solo outing was incredibly important because it allowed him to build confidence without relying on another puppy. He had to learn that he could navigate a new environment on his own. Today, though, Teddy is here with Jack, his brother, and that created a completely different dynamic. What's interesting is that Teddy is actually the more curious one right now. He's the puppy who wants to peek around the corner, investigate new smells, and sees what's happening. Meanwhile, Jack is being a little more thoughtful and reserved, and he's taking everything in. You can see that Jack is leaning on Teddy's confidence through this. Look at Teddy's tail. He's excited, he wants to know what's going on, and he wants to be a part of this. So much different than how he was the first time we brought him in. It's a great reminder that confidence isn't something that's fixed. Puppies are constantly learning, growing, and changing depending on the environment and the experiences that they're having. And honestly, I can't even imagine how overwhelming this must be from their perspective. Think about it. They're babies. They've only been on this earth for a few short weeks, and suddenly they're walking into a building filled with hundreds of new smells, sounds, people, carts, products, animals, and experiences they've never encountered before. Think about it. Dogs smell time. They can smell everyone that's come into this store. They can smell that I came into this store years ago, and they have to take all of that in as we go through the store. It's easy for us as humans to focus on what we're seeing, but puppies experience the world very differently than we do. Their primary way of gathering information is through that nose. That's one reason we don't feel pressure to have them walking around, meeting everyone, or interacting with every single thing they encounter. In fact, they don't need that at all. They don't need to be on the floor greeting strangers. They don't need dozens of people touching them. They don't need to play with every dog they see. What they need is exposure in a safe space. That's why I have them in the stroller. They need the opportunity to process new environments safely and at their own pace. As Teddy and Jack sit here taking everything in, they're collecting information with every breath. They're learning what a store smells like. They're learning what people smell like. They're learning that shopping carts make noise, doors open and close, voices echo, and life happens all around them. All of these experiences are helping create a mental library that they'll draw from later on in life. The more positive experiences they have now, the more likely they are to grow into dogs who can comfortably accompany their families, even this scary lion, in different situations. Sometimes people worry that puppies are missing out if they're not interacting with everyone that they see. However, for us, that's not really our goal. Our goal is for them to learn that the world exists around them and that they are safe within it. Today, Teddy and Jack are doing exactly that. They're observing, they're smelling, we're marking their good behavior. I'm marking their enthusiasm. When they are excited, when they're looking, when they're showing more interest in what's going around and yet making eye contact with me, I'm always going to mark that with a good behavior marker word of yes. They know it means good things. When they meet new people, it's totally fine for them to meet people. I just always ask that they sanitize their hands. But if they show that they're interested, I'm going to mark that with a yes. And can you see how much these boys are taking in this situation? One thing that I remind families is that socialization isn't one size fits all, because puppies aren't one size fits all. Even within the same litter, you can see completely different personalities, just like Teddy and Jack. They are a great example. Today, Teddy is the puppy who is a little more eager to investigate. He's looking around, taking things in, and showing us that his confidence has grown quite a bit from where he started. Jack, on the other hand, he's a little bit more thoughtful today. He's taking his time, he's observing before jumping into anything new, and he's processing the environment in his own way. Neither approach is right or wrong. One puppy isn't better because they're bolder, and one puppy isn't behind because they're more cautious. They're simply different. As these boys head home, one of the most important things their family can do is learn to work with the puppy in front of them instead of comparing them to the other dog. A naturally confident puppy may be ready to explore new places a little faster, and a more thoughtful puppy may need an extra minute to observe before moving forward. Both puppies can become wonderful, confident adult dogs when we respect who they are and build from there. For puppies that are a little more reserved, confidence grows through successful experiences and relying on the confidence and communication they have with their person. We don't force them into situations they're uncomfortable with. Instead, we encourage them, reward them, and allow them to discover that new things aren't scary. For puppies that are naturally outgoing, our focus is to help them learn patience, self-control, and how to stay connected. At the end of the day, socialization is really about creating positive experiences and building trust. You can see we're back home from this big day of adventure, and they have done so well. They went to the bathroom before they left. They had no accidents in the stroller or in the store, and we're back to go potty and play before we have our dinner. How do you think these boys did today? I thought they did wonderful. I'd love to hear below in the comments how you thought these guys are doing. This will be our last video with them. We'll miss having them. I'm Rachel with Cedar Doodles. Thanks for watching.